Our next presenter is Pascal Zerlinden, the Director of Factory Motorsports at Porsche Motorsport.
For Porsche AG, Formula E is more than a tech lab. Through this presentation, we'll go through the place of electromobility in the strategy of Porsche AG, but also what is about Formula E, what makes it so special, and what's the role of simulation in the development of the drivetrain of our Porsche 99X electric. And at the same time, we always speak about technology transfer from motorsport to road cars. This is more than a quote when you speak about Porsche AG. Starting with electromobility. This is definitely part of our strategy. It's the Porsche strategy for 2025. Porsche will develop a combination of pure GT vehicles, but also fully electric sports car, including the Taycan, which was presented late 2019. This means that Porsche goes two parallel ways. Fully electric cars, which is an additional path to the traditional one with sports car with standard engines. The same counts for Porsche Motorsports. Last year, a big milestone was achieved. After more than 30 years, Porsche has returned to Formula racing. Porsche Motorsport entry into Formula E and its realignment of Porsche commitments is derived from the direction established by the Porsche Strategy 2025. What about Formula E? Formula E had different modes. First one in qualifying. In quali mode, you have no limitation of battery energy, but you have a maximum power of 250 kilowatts in traction and 250 kilowatt in regen in braking. During the race, everything changes. It's energy driven. The energy of the battery is limited to 52 kilowatt hours for a race of 45 minutes plus one lap. Before the race, you don't know how many laps you will be driving, as it depends on the pace. For the power, the maximum power in traction is limited to only 200 kilowatts for the normal race. During the race, you can get an attack mode, which allows you to overtake or makes overtaking probably more easier, using a power in traction of 235 kilowatts. There is also a big interaction with the fan, which is something important, and one of the specific for Formula E, the fan boost. With the fan boost, you get 100 kilojoule more energy for the battery, but also you can use 250 kilowatt for a limited time. Many manufacturers are involved in Formula E. As you can see, Audi, DS, NIO, Jaguar, Nissan, BMW, and Mercedes, which means really high competitiveness and probably one of the most competitive environment to test technology. Now let's go back to this technology. In Formula E, it's all about efficiency, which is done with an inverter e-machine powertrain. Also, energy management is really important to have lap time efficiency in recuperation, but also how you use your energy. The test is really limited, the real test on racetrack with 15 days. You have only one car, one battery each day, and during racing, you have no telemetry. In the car, you can develop your own e-machine, inverter, DC-DC converter, and gearbox. So everything which is making the car efficient. But also the cooling system, which is dependent on all your drivetrain. On top of that, you can develop the structure around your drivetrain for the rear end of the car, and the dampers are free. Brake-by-wire is definitely also one part of all this chain, and all the software, ECU, and so on, which is really the last milestone to make the car the most efficient drivetrain possible. In order to reach the best efficient car, so the best efficient drivetrain, which is where you concentrate all your development in Formula E, as all other parts are common parts. To do the next step, we use a lot of simulation. The collaboration with Porsche and will show how ANSYS technology significantly reduce the design and the cost, but also increase the performance of the EVs. At the end, as you can see, you have really little time on racetrack to test and develop your drivetrain. This makes simulation even more important. The two companies' Formula E engagement represent a substantial investment and commitment for supporting grid technology initiatives. Simulation is essential for accelerating EV development. By eliminating physical prototypes, design ideas are tested virtually and rapidly to arrive at the optimum design. ANSYS is definitely a critical partner for developing EV virtual prototypes and remains committed to delivering leading-edge simulation solutions, world-class embedded software development tools to develop the next generation of EVs. And this is one of the most important parts in the development for the drivetrain and to make the 99X so special. Technology transfer from motorsport to road car. This is more than a slogan at Porsche Motorsport. At the end, at Porsche, full Porsche AG, we really live it, day by day. The first what shows this connection is the name of our first Formula E car, the Porsche 99X Electric. The 99X consists from 3 digits, with the highest single number 9 showing that the commitment from Porsche to Formula E. The X is always used for Porsche prototypes, which are platform to develop next generation cars. And the 99X Electric is the platform to develop the next electric technology for our production cars. So it's really a labor. Energy management and energy efficiency are the keys to be successful in Formula E, but also in road car production. This is where the permanent synchronous motor comes into play, which has an important role in optimizing the drivetrain concept. Formula E racing accelerates the development of environmental friendly, efficient, affordable and sustainable vehicles. Porsche is driving e-mobility forward at high speed, both in production vehicles and on the racetrack. Porsche will also continue furthering development and internal combustion, as it's a second path in parallel which will be continue in production cars and motorsport. What is really important to know to understand what is behind this slogan, at Porsche Motorsport, in the same offices, you have engineers who are working on motorsport and production car, which make an automatic exchange as people are seeing each other every day. Thank you for your attention.